Settu saman þína eigin skál og útkoman verður yfirnáttúruleg. Glow Street Food Fákafeni.
John, this fight for Gunnar against Maia is a grappler's dream. A lot of people seem to think that Maia has the edge if the fight hits the ground, but I assume you don't agree with that statement.
You assume correct. I think Maia is one of the best guys ever to come from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the gi and transfer that to mixed martial arts. But I think Gunny's going to show to be the best ever MMA grappler. Somebody who learned grappling to deal with fighting, not to deal with Jiu-Jitsu competition. In fact, I think he used to get punished a little bit when he was competing in BJJ because I could see his mindset was about fighting, and that would sometimes give up positions or points or something, favouring, somewhere he could strike from. So I think this is kind of like, it's the new wave. This MMA grappling, not Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Gunnar, that kind of leads me to the next question. Gunnar's always trained BJJ for MMA, right? And how big of a factor do you think that will be against Maia?
I think it's huge. I think it's someone being very amazing at boxing, but then getting taken down. You need MMA striking, and I think now we're starting to see you need MMA grappling, not just Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I think Maia he's sublime on the ground. His grappling is incredible. But if you looked at him against Rory McDonald, for example, he got tired in mount after one round, which is kind of weird, But it's because he had no real ground and pound, and he was nervous about the stand-up. Whereas I don't think maybe there's no Icelandic word for nervous. If there is, Gunny certainly doesn't understand it anyway.
Do you believe Maia will have the same game plan as in his last fight, where he kind of bum rushes his opponent in the first 20 seconds?
I think he'll look to initiate the grappling. He went through a phase of being a striker, and he got kind of hurt a few times. So his last couple of fights, he's been very successful. He's got that outside single leg, or he's got a nice trip game. I have to admit, I stole some of those techniques, and I got them from Maia, and I use them in my own classes now. But he's very, very good at them. But I also know from having tried those sequences on Gunny, those hips of his, they're very difficult to deal with. So I can see that happening, maybe failing on a few takedowns, taking some shots, and it going to the ground, but Gunny being on top. And it's MMA, it's not Jiu-Jitsu.
Where do you see Gunnar going in the division if he gets a win on Saturday?
Ideally, I think maybe a fight in March or something like that, April, and then title fight, UFC 200, July, co-main event, welterweight belt, Conor, main event, lightweight belt. That's what I see happening.
Sounds good. Movement specialist Iro Portal has been with you a bit for this fight. Is that all about upgrading the hardware and becoming better at movement?
Yeah, definitely. But also, it was just to kind of change things. The last 10 days of training, everybody's done a lot of sparring. We've done a lot of boxing, a lot of wrestling, a lot of grappling. So it was just a change. It's kind of getting a lot of attention, which is good. A lot of people looking at it. But then I'm getting 4,000 messages about I should have the guys hitting pads and sparring. It's not like that has been neglected. But the last week's training, it's nice to do something a little bit different. It's really just about weight management at this stage. So for someone new to come in and playing around with new techniques, it was a fun change.
I don't want to jinx it, but Aldo Conor seems to be happening in a few days. How much of a difference has this camp been compared to last one, with all the media obligations and the knee injury and then change of opponents again? And
yeah, I could tell you it's very different, but you can see it's very different. You can just see Conor at that press conference and how he is around Aldo and stuff. He's calm. He's relaxed. There's no weight issues. There's no change of opponents. Everything has gone smooth. So he seems to have hit a new level from an athletic point of view, and maybe kind of marrying his super aggressive competitiveness with Gunnar's inner calm. So it's a terrifying combination, I think, for someone to face that has that killer instinct but is super calm.
Now, the news broke out yesterday, at least for us, that your guy Artem Lobov is going to fight in the finale, but he's going to fight Ryan Hall, not Saul Rogers. When did you know about the change of opponents?
It was a couple of weeks ago, and Ryan was actually out training with us, and then he had just gone home and I'd agreed to corner him on this card. He was supposed to fight the Swedish guy, and so he came over, he trained, he agreed to join the team. He was going to join us in Vegas for a couple of weeks, and then the change. This is the sport we're in. It can change like this. So we just said, look, let's put it on hold and get the fight out of the way, and then maybe he will join the team afterwards. But that's just how it goes.
Now, final question. Give me a prediction for Aldo Conor and Gunnar Maia.
I think both will win in the first round with TKO stoppages.
Thank you for the time and good luck.
Settu saman þína eigin skál og útkoman verður yfirnáttúruleg. Glow Street Food fákafeni.